Today our topic is every success story is also a story of a great failures. So, in our previous class, we thought that once we are not able to do anything, we get depressed. Suppose you try math sums and you are not getting your answer. You practice second time, you are not getting. Third time you practice, you are not getting. And you say that this subject is not good for me. I am not able to do. And you leave it away. But from our mistakes, if you try to learn something and correct yourself every time, then you will achieve success. So, the successful people are not directly success, but after many times failures, many times doing mistakes, they became success. So, today I am going to say you about topic how there are many people who became successful with their difficulties. They overcome the difficulties, their troubles, their mistakes, and they corrected themselves and they became successful. That is what I am going to say you today. Failure is a highway to success, Tom Watson Sr. said. Failures, when we fail, it's like a highway. Highway means if you go a road that connects from one place to other place. There are no traffic signals, there are no breakdowns in the middle, nothing. The way is straight to go to the place where you have to go. The road is so straight. So when you fail many times, when you do mistakes, learn from your mistakes and it will be successful for you to go straight way, said Watson Sr. Who is Watson Sr.? He is a businessman. If you want to succeed, double your failure rate. When you want to become successful, how many times you fail? So many times you learn from your mistakes and you become successful. If you study history, you will find that all stories of success are also stories of great failures. If you see the successful people, you think they are very lucky, they became very successful. Your fathers say that my friend's son, he got more marks, he is successful in his life. You see the actors, Chiranjeevi, Mahesh Babu, Prabhas, and all these things you think they are really successful, they are earning lots of money, but they too had faced all the difficulties to come up to that stages. But people don't see the failures, they only see the one side of the picture and that they say that person got lucky. But the only what we can see the picture, the person is only lucky, he became great. But you did not see how much difficulties, how many failures they face, all that no one will see. Only the success will be seen to everyone. He must have been at the right place at the right time. They think that the right place where you have to learn from your mistake, the place should be right. The correct time you should learn from your mistakes. Let me share someone's life history with you. This is a man who failed business at the age of 21 years. The first person is Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln is born to a cobbler. Who is a cobbler? A man who stitches slippers and shoes is called as a cobbler. For such a poor man, Abraham Lincoln was born. How many times he failed? At so many ages he failed, you see. At the age of 21 years, he started a business. He did not get a profit. He was getting all loss. So he was failing at the age of 21 years. Was defeated in a legislative race at the age of 22 years. He went to the parliament for the legislative race and he was lost there also. Failed again in the business at the age of 24. Again second time he started a business at the age of 24 years. Again he is not successful in his business. He overcame the death of his sweetheart at the age of 26. At the age of 26 years, his wife had died also. Sweetheart means his wife also died. Had a nervous breakdown at the age of 27 and his health got wrong and he had a nervous breakdown at the age of 27 years. Lost a congressional race at the age of 34. 34 years he attempted for the congressional race and there also he lost. Lost a senatorial race at the age of 45. Senatorial means governor race. There also he lost at the age of 45 years. Failed in effort to become a vice president at the age of 47. Again he tried to become the vice president at the age of 47 years and he was not successful there also. Throughout his life, all failures, all losses, all sadness, all difficulties, all troubles. lost the senatorial race at the age of 49. Again he attempted for the senatorial race at the age of 49 years. Again he lost, but and was elected as the president of USA at the age of 52 years. He became the president of USA. He became the president of USA at the age of 52 years. See how many years he was struggling. He was struggling and struggling and struggling. After all his difficulties, finally at the age of 52 years, he became the president of USA. This was Abraham Lincoln. Would you call him a failure? Is he a failure? He could have quit. He would have lost his life in the middle because of all the failures. But to Lincoln, defeat was a detour and not a dead end. What is it? All the difficulties, defeat means difficulties, are a detour in our way of life. They come, but they are not the dead end. Dead end means ending our life. There is no way we should not think. There are many ways to overcome our difficulties, said by Abraham Lincoln. In 1913, next person is Lee De Forest, the inventor of triode tubes. What are triode tubes? Triode tubes are amplifiers. They change smaller voice to bigger voice. Now what we are using mic sets or DJs in the parties and functions, you enjoy all the songs because of these amplifiers. Amplifier means making a smaller voice to bigger voice. So Lee De Forest invented the triode tubes, was charged with the district attorney. Attorney means a judge, for using fraudulent means. Fraudulent means cheating means he used these triode tubes to mislead the public. Public means people, into buying stock of company by claiming that he could transmit the human voice across the Atlantic. For making his business to develop and attract the people, he used these triode tubes and he started announcements about his business throughout the Atlantic area. He was publicly humiliated. He was insulted. Can you imagine where we would be without his invention? Suppose he did not invent these triode tubes. Could we enjoy all the parties, functions, the mic set if you want to speak? All these things we would not have enjoyed. Next one is Wright brothers, who invented aeroplane. A New York Times editorial on December 10th, 1903 questioned the wisdom of the Wright brothers, who were trying to invent a machine. These Wright brothers are inventing a machine which should be lighter than air to fly in the air. So they questioned, will your machine fly which is lighter than air can fly in the air? 1 week later at Kitty Hawk, the Wright brothers took their famous flight. So after 1 week, these Wright brothers, they took the first flight at a place called Kitty Hawk. Next person is Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders, at the age of 65, with a beat up car and $100 check for Social Security, realized he had to do something. So he should do something. Colonel Sanders, he thought that he should do something for his living. So he remembered his mother's recipe. Recipe means his mother's cooking item, and went out selling. How many doors did he have to knock on before he got the first order? So for selling his mother's food, he has to knock many doors. It's not one door, not two doors, not three doors, not 5, 10, 20, 30, 40. 1,000 houses he went knocking for selling his mother's food. It is estimated that he knocked on more than 1,000 doors before he got the first order. To get the first order, he had to knock 1,000 houses to sell his mother's food. How many of us quit after 3 tries, 10 tries and 100 tries, and then we say we tried as hard we could do? So he said that after so many times we tried. Suppose if you are not getting a sum, you try and you try 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and you say it's very difficult, we can't do it. But if you try so many times until we get success, definitely you will become a successful person. This Colonel Sanders, he started KFC chicken, what we call is Kentucky Fried chicken, the restaurant, and it became famous. And he started starting all the restaurants in which KFC's chicken is very famous. And now today all over the world he became very famous. So as a young cartoonist at the age of 65, Colonel Sanders became famous. He became successful in his life age of 65 years. Next one is Walt Disney, a cartoonist. A young cartoonist, Walt Disney, faced many rejections. The newspaper editors who said he had no talent. So newspaper people said that this man does not have talent in drawing. He is not fit for drawing at all. So one day a minister at a church hired him to draw some cartoons. So a priest in the church, he has engaged him for drawing. Disney was working out of a small mouse infested shed near the church. So one day Walt Disney was sitting in front of the church bench and he was thinking what to draw. Then he could see from an old shed a small mouse is coming out. He saw that and he started drawing a Mickey Mouse. He started drawing the Mickey Mouse cartoons. Like that he became famous in drawing cartoons. He started producing cartoon films, directing cartoon films, and he became successful in his life. So after seeing a small mouse he was inspired. That was the start of a Mickey Mouse. Successful people don't do great things, but they do small things in a great way. So all these successful people, small things they will do, exhibit in a great manner. So next one is Edison. One day a partially deaf means partially means little, he can't hear. 4-year-old kid, this Edison when he was 4 years old, a kid, small child, came home with a note in his pocket from his teacher. This Edison when he was 4 years old, his teacher kept a small note in his pocket and sent him home to his mother. Your Tommy is too stupid to learn, get him out of the school. So the teacher said, your Tommy cannot study well. Take him out of the school, she said. His mother read the note and answered, my Tommy is not stupid to learn. I will teach him myself. His mother said, I will make my son to learn. I will not even send him to school. And that Tommy grew up to be the great Thomas Edison. He is none other than Thomas Edison. Thomas had only 3 months of formal schooling and he was partially deaf. He went only for 3 months to school because he could not hear properly. Next one is Henry Ford. He invented Ford cars. Do you consider these people as failures? Are all these people failures? Through their difficulties, through their hardships, they face success. They succeeded in spite of problems, not in the absence of them, but to the outside of the world, it appears as though they just got lucky. We think they are lucky people, so they became great. They are successful in their life, but they have faced lots of troubles. All success stories are stories of the great failures. The only difference is that every time they failed, they bounced back. Means whenever they failed, again they tried and they started going forward. Again they failed, again they learned from the mistake and they started going forward. This is called failing forward rather than backward. You learn and move forward. Learn from your failure and keep moving. In 1914, Thomas Edison, at the age of 67 years, lost his factory. So Thomas Edison invented an electrical bulb. It had failed 10,000 times. And at that time, he invented, after failing 10,000 times, he invented an electrical bulb to glow. So after making the bulb to glow, finally the factory is burned in fire and he lost all the things. He did not sit and cry. He thought that all my mistakes went away in fire. So again I will start anew. Again when he started, he invented a phonograph. So, at the age of 67, he lost his factory, which was worth a few $1 million on fire. It had very little insurance. No longer young man Edison watched his lifetime effort go up in smoke and said, there is great value in disaster. All my mistakes are burnt up. Thank God we can start anew. In spite of disaster, 3 weeks later, he invented a phonograph. What an attitude! What an achievement! Below are more examples of failures of successful people. Thomas Edison failed approximately 10,000 times while he was working on the light bulb. Henry Ford broke at the age of 40. He forgot to keep the reverse gear in his car. So afterwards he kept and Ford cars became famous. Lee Iacocca was fired by Henry Ford to the age of 54. Young Beethoven was told that he had no talent in music, but he gave some of the best music to the world. Setbacks means our troubles, our problems, our mistakes are inevitable in life. Surely it will come in our life. Inevitable means it will happen in our life. A setback can act as a driving force and also teach us humility. Through our mistakes, it acts like a driving force to go forward in our life. In grief, you will find courage and faith to overcome the setback. In our sorrows, in our hardships, in our difficulties, they will give us courage to go forward. We need to learn to become victors and not victims. Victors means successful people. Victims means facing them and falling down. Fear and doubt short circuit the mind. Our fear makes our mind to not to work properly. Ask yourself, after every setback, what did I learn from his experience? Only then you will be able to turn a stumbling block into a stepping stone. Stumbling block into a stepping stone. From the mountain, if a rock rolls down and falls down, then we can use it as a step and can go up and step up to climb that mountain. The motivation to succeed comes from the burning desire to achieve a purpose. In things you should have a burning desire, enthusiasm, zeal to be successful in life. Napoleon Hill wrote, whatever the mind of man can conceive, the belief the mind can achieve. Should think in mind that I can be successful, then definitely it will happen. Here is one more example. One day, a young man went to a professor called Socrates and asked him the secret to success. Socrates told the young man to meet him near the river the next morning. They met. Socrates asked the young man to walk with him towards the river. So the young man took the boy to the river, and when the water came to the neck level, he took there and he pulled his hand onto the neck and ducked him into the water. Ducked means put him into the water until the boy was struggling to come outside. He was not able to take breath. His body started changing to blue color. When will a body change to blue color? When the body does not get oxygen supply. So slowly he left the hand and the boy came out. Then after coming out, he started gasping. Gasping means taking deep breath to live. So they met. Socrates asked the young man to walk with him towards the river. When the water got up to the neck, Socrates took the young man by surprise and ducked him into the water. The boy struggled to get out, and Socrates kept him there until the boy started turning blue. Socrates pulled his head out of the water, and first thing the young man did was to gasp to take deep breath of air. Socrates asked, "What did you want the most when you were there?" The boy replied, "Air." When he was under the water, what did he want? Air to breathe. Socrates said, that is the secret to success. That is only success. See, we want success means we should struggle how we have struggled for our life. When you want success as bad as you want the air, then you will get it. There is no other secret. A burning desire is the starting point of all accomplishment. Burning desire, we should have the enthusiasm, accomplishment to become successful, to achieve our goals. So much of desire we should have, and we should work for it. Just like a small fire cannot give us much heat, a weak desire cannot produce great results. Suppose if you are getting cold, you are shivering, you take a small matchstick and keep fire. Will that stop your cold? No. If you want the cold to stop, you should have a big fire. Like that, if you want to achieve anything, you should have big desires, big goals. Then we can achieve success. small goals, small thoughts cannot achieve great results.